Alright, hello everyone, BroSilly here to show you the mini share designs of the many contestants. If you're watching this video and you haven't watched the first one, the official one, I went and I took on what I believed was Stealth ship. Could be wrong. It's a thing where we all got ships that we anonymously submitted, so we don't actually know. If I can find his ship really quick. It was a battleship. The only reason I recognized it is because I literally, like, right before recording this, watched, or at least I saw the thumbnail. So I did do a couple of upgrades, kind of noting on what I would have done to make the ship better. Because if you think the current 26.1% flash fire chance is bad, let's just say the 42 whatever percent chance it had before was not very... It led to a really bad outcome for the aft turrets, especially in our little battle. Now, my ship is... Nope, not that one. Here it is. This is mine. I kind of went over it last video, but it had decent range despite having this very minimum. I think 24,000 or 24 kilometers is okay. Wait, 24,000 kilometers. No, this is kilometer. Meter? Sorry, I'm slightly stupid right now. But like 35,000 kilometers? Something like that. That just seems it's a bit enough, because like this, you can just go all the way around the world without having to refuel. That just seems a little stupid to me. Like, I'm never gonna need to do that, so 25-ish is what I aim for. Couldn't exactly fit this, so that's whatever. I just wanted to do a lot of long-range small guns. This would work wonders against the AI. However, when I went against Stealth, he built an even better ship sniper, so it nearly ended in disaster. Well, did end in disaster for both of us, actually. Now let's go check out the other ships. This is the only ship submitted that was not a capital ship. I'm always very intrigued by anything that is not a battleship that people design. Let's see what we have. So 5.9-inch guns, interesting. 18-inch torpedoes. Huh. I wonder if they forgot to change the size of that, because this still fits. Also, wait, hold on. That's on veterans. So, yeah, the reason is I took this off veterans is because the price limit for a destroyer was 50,000, not 50,000, 50 million, sorry. Which is, I guess, why they couldn't go 20. Well, they could go 21. Not 24. They could have gone. Nope, actually, that's still over. I guess, yeah, they could have gone exactly 21 inches. Still fits. Firing arcs are a little skewed, but they still work. And that would have given you better torpedoes, but okay. I mean, each their own. So, 18 inches, 39 knots, always good. Range, yikes, what is with people on sad range, please. Maximum bulkheads, I'm more of a fan of just like many or standard for a destroyer. It's a destroyer. Like, if I lose it, it's sad, but it's not like I'm losing a 24-month like building a battleship. I'm losing 7 months of build time. Like, I can produce hundreds of these on the dime, especially 1940s, especially as Japan. So this just doesn't really, it seems a little bit of a waste of money. Maybe many, one could argue many at least, so it's better than maximum. Because I mean, like, maximum bulkheads is not going to save you from a battleship salvo, like, just shattering against the deck and just taking out the whole destroyer. That's not going to save you. If anything, these bulkheads are only going to save you against like light cruisers, maybe possibly a heavy cruiser if they have really small guns. So just go standard. Fat beam. How in the world did you fit 39 knots with a fat beam? Is this one of them super destroyers? Oh yeah, 39.5, never mind. A lot of destroyers that I've been designing recently can only go like 36, but I forgot Japan's destroyers are speed demons. So they're able to go 10% beam. What happens if you lose the 10% beam? Oh, tower problems. Okay, carry on. Standard quarters. Oil 1 is interesting, but it's okay. I think this is actually the cheapest. Because this is surprisingly more expensive. This is more expensive. I don't know what it is about full oil burner 1, but it makes the ship cheaper. Induced? Interesting. Is it cheaper to do that compared to this? I guess it's not quite the same, but you also stuck with narrow mold turbines. I see why now. It is very hard to make a 1940s destroyer under 50 mil. I will admit, I feel your pain. I've tried it multiple times already. So, turbines, oil 1 induced, I understand it. No auxiliary engine. That's interesting. I at least would have tacked on a... I mean, you can fit it. An auxiliary 2. I don't know why you didn't. Did I remove something? I don't think I did. I think you can fit auxiliary 2 on pretty easily. You can easily fit a shaft on. Okay, maybe not that easily. I mean, even at least, this is what I like to do. I like to do auxiliary diesel engine, hydraulic steering gear, and advanced propeller shaft 2, because those are the most advanced modules you can get without getting ship flaws. And no one likes ship flaws. And then probably unbalanced. It depends. If you make a gunboat just to take on destroyers, unbalanced. But if you make a ship that's like meant to rush a battleship, balanced. And if you're just either or, I think semi-balanced is good enough. What'd you have it on though? Balanced? I forgot. Okay, we'll just keep it on semi-balanced. Krupp 3. Yeah, again, it's really hard to get anything good. Barbette 5 is crazy though. Yeah, you have a 0.1% flash fire chance. Just ditch the Barbette. You do not need it. You can actually get, I think you can get modern too. It's not that expensive. I'm guessing you have like 0 armor. You could throw on double bulk or double hull bottom. Can't quite get that. Maybe if you lose this, then you can at least get a little bit of anti-flood and stuff, which is much more important than Barbette armor at this point. Again, 0.5% chance flash fire is not that bad. And I would normally say go for double because mines are very hard to deal with usually. I guess at that point you could probably get rid of the auxiliary engine, but at least keep like steering and shaft. Well, no, actually this is more important. I think you don't need the steering. Or maybe not the shaft either. I think you just go balanced to save a little bit of money in space. If you really want to save money in space, just go reduced. You're still an 18-inch. That's fine. I've actually noticed for, maybe not, this might be the only exception, but usually with destroyers, like the reload between an auto 2, semi-auto, and standard is not that different. So like right now, 8.3 second reload compared to 10.4. It's like a 2-second difference. Like, I know it will add up over time, but do destroyers really last that long? Like a couple good hits. Plus, like, this is a 5.9-inch gun. I've actually recently... Oh yeah, you have like 0 armor. Why do you have so much AF guns? What? Oh, because you have a 4-weight offset. Okay. I guess I would just keep it rounded out more like this. This is what I would do. Oh, you've at least some superstructure. You can fit it clearly. All the Connington. Well, I mean, I feel like you're going a little bit more minimal armor. If you get shot, you are just probably going to die. So maybe overpen is the way to do it. Or however much you got at this point. 0.7. Or just at 0.5. I like 5s. I like everything in 5s. Like 5, 10, 15, 20. That's how I like it. Armor. Well, top armor isn't that good, but... Well, you never know. Dreadnoughts likes throwing shells at the top of your ship even when you're like 2 kilometers away from something. I guess you don't even need that much Barbette armor, do you? I mean, even this is just good. That's normally what I do. And I would not recommend going for the 5.9s. I'd actually recommend just going for different guns. Yeah, like 4s or 3s, because against a destroyer, You want 4s or 3s. And 5-inch guns are good if you want to prick away at anything else heavier, like a light cruiser, heavy cruiser, even a battleship if you have a lump enough of these things. But if you're just gonna fight even I guess light cruisers and small light cruisers and destroyers, if that's the whole point of the ship, go 3s and 4s. But I assume you went like this because you wanted to fight bigger ships. You did that trick that I believe was... There was like a trick a long time ago where you could like burn down a ship with like 4 destroyers with like 10 5.9-inch guns. 20% barrel length? I don't know about that one, Chief. That's a lot of range and probably a lot of misses. You'd be surprised how much you miss even at like 10 kilometers. But it's okay, I guess. Okay. You need just Mine Hunter. I mean, even just like 3. You don't need depth charges. I've been putting them on my ships though, because if you're not on a balance spot, you want some depth charges at least. You don't need mines. Some mines don't hurt, but you don't need them. But at least like a Mine Hunter, so then you hopefully don't need this double hull bottom a lot. I don't know, probably I always like electric torps. It's the most likely to... Because the 2 most likely torpedo types to hit is electric and fast. Fast is because you have to wait for such a short range, which is really good in like the beginning of the campaigns, like 1890, 1900s, 1910s, 1920s even. But you hit 30s and 40s and it becomes more of an electric thing, because it's just... I mean, everything gets picked up. You have sonar and everything nowadays. Speaking of which, Hydro? Seriously? What's your turning circle? 800. You have Hydro 3 with an 800 minimum turning circle. What? What? Sonar 3, you so desperately need it, you really don't need radio. Coincidence is fine. You want the best turret traversal, just because your ship will, well, I say it'll turn fast, it actually will not in fact turn fast. The unholy turning circle. Yeah, well at least it's a little better now. This is how I would build it, at least with the 39 knot destroyer. I would probably have way more range though. I don't know, I'd figure out something. I'd probably do smaller guns, less torpedoes, I don't even know. Probably a smaller destroyer, I don't know if I go this long, but... I mean, what you had before wasn't bad. I mean, again, I think you could have fit the 21-inch torps on, but that's fine. This is what I would do if I was you. I'm not you, so don't take this as a your ship sucks. This just is more of a what I would do in a campaign, I suppose. Because that's what the idea of this whole little challenge was to design it for kind of cost effectiveness related to campaign aesthetics as to how it looks. Actually, how does it look? I haven't really changed anything up here, so it looks the same. It's just all the internal stuff I changed. It doesn't look horrible. I think this is the one main tower you probably could have put down here. Like if you had... I can't really put it down there. Let's just scoot this back temporarily. I want to see what it'll look like. Like you could do this. It actually kind of looks like, just from how that's in the wall right there. It totally looks like you could have done this. I mean, if you had such a big forward offset, you could have... Oh, well. Could have done something like this. Still works, though if you were going to do something like this, I probably would have recommended going like 3-inch guns. I guess a 4-inch gun would have worked too, just so that's not exactly in the way of like the little tower thing right there. I thought could have worked. I guess if you're going dual barrel, then tack on a dual barrel instead, but could have done something like that. I'm gonna put this back now because I'm going to judge it on the aesthetics, how it looks as is. Not bad. This tower is a little bit... I don't know if I'm a big fan of the tower. It's better than some. There are some destroyer towers that are just not great. Funnel's okay. These are just kind of in the middle of nowhere. I think they had pretty bad firing arcs. It was like this or something. I think it was like this. It was something like that. I do like this little barbette tower. It does look really neat. This doesn't have great turning circle, but that's fine. They look good. The guns, because it's such a big destroyer, because I believe you have really big beam and you're really long. The guns actually do look snug. But if you had like normal beam, like they would have looked too big. Oh, you didn't. So it's okay. I like the looks. What am I thinking? I'm thinking it's a nice destroyer, and I definitely don't mind it, and it's certainly better than anything the AI will ever design. I think I probably could have done a little better, but again, that might just be my own taste. Like, I have a little taste in destroyers that I've been developing recently. I mean, it's nice. I like it. It's a nice little destroyer. Especially like on this, it looks real nice and just nice little well, not compact. I don't really know what the word is. I like it. I like it actually. You know what? I've decided I liked it. Okay, you get an official thumbs up. I don't know what the rating system was. I think I was supposed to grade it. On aesthetics, I'll give you a B. I feel like it's almost A-worthy, but there's a couple things that I could see done to make it look a little better. But a B, definitely high B, 100%. If B plus is possible, you get a B plus. Effectiveness overall, I did change a lot of this now. I think you had none of this, you had steam, I think semi-oil, that was the same. Hold on, let me just quickly reset, because I think you had nothing, you had single, you had 5, which is, again, absolutely crazy. Or about 5, just because you have 0% flash fire chance. Oh my goodness. What else did you have? I think you had electrical, you had full auto, you had standard. So you had standard, I believe. Right? You had RDF, you had hydro, you had none of this, none of that. And this was all pretty much the same. I think I touched this a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna matter that much. Cost effectiveness, I think it was like 43 or 42. I touched something, so it's a little more expensive, I believe now. Oh, right, this. There we go. So, did you have maximum? Oh yeah, you have maximum bulkheads. Right? Yeah, you had maximum bulkheads, minimum range. Or no, I think it was standard range. Right? I think it was standard range. I could be wrong. But effectiveness-wise, I feel like you gave up a lot of things you didn't need to give up. Like, just because you have such a low flash fire chance, you could have gotten rid of the barbette 5. I don't know why the heck it's a 0% or 0.7% flash fire chance now. I don't know what the heck I changed. But you could have gotten rid of this and gotten like just some stuff, even reducing bulkheads. I don't think many people realize how much more stuff you can get just by reducing bulkheads to, say, standard. You get so much more space, so much more money to play with. But that's just me personally. So you have not a lot of internal protection, so if you get hit, you are pretty much dead. Which is kind of negated by 39 knots of speed, but I mean, if you're using pallet spawn, you get shot eventually. Light shells, incendiary, semi, 2-powder TNT, 5.9-inch guns, weird choice, but it's okay. I think for campaign effectiveness, just because of the fact that you don't have any utilities, you're mostly just a spotter. Because your gun has decent range, but you're gonna miss most of the shots anyways, because it doesn't shoot that fast. You think it's like, oh, it's 8.3 seconds. That's not that fast. Like, you want fast, get something that shoots like in 4 seconds. That's fast. Plus, they're only double barrels, so better accuracy, but again, we're not looking for accuracy, we're looking for rate of fire. We're looking for rate of fire. Hasu? Maybe a C tier. It's a destroyer, it's really hard to kind of rate exactly how it would turn out. I don't know why all this stuff is all weird and fuzzy. I think how much, well, for the price, I mean, any destroyer under 50 million that can do really anything is okay. I think maybe you have one too many turrets, a couple too many torpedo tubes, maybe a little too long, speed's okay, many bulkhead, or too many bulkheads. I think campaign effectiveness probably like a C tier. It's kind of on par with what like an AI could do. I'm almost wondering if you just AI designed this and just tweaked it a little bit, or if you made this yourself. Either way, it looks good, but I think you were so focused on getting as many guns and torpedoes on that you sacrificed a little bit too much internal. Like, I'm all for sacrificing a little bit of internal to get more firepower, but this is... Alright, you had Barbette 5. Like, no extra bulkheads, no extra anti-flood, like Krupp 3. I mean, Barbette 5, super unnecessary. Like, full auto reload. 5.9-inch guns, again, I don't know how I feel about that. 18-inch torpedoes, these sync-wimple tubes are just not very effective, at least unless you're just scaring away ships, which could be kind of effective then. No minesweeps, no depth charges, armor, yeah, it's okay, armor. I think a good C tier. It's a decent destroyer, don't get me wrong, it'll do its job. It just won't be able to do the utility job. It's more of a combat vessel, but then it's a combat vessel without any bulkheads or anti-flood. So, that's kind of where my mind rests at the moment. Okay, 2 more ships of the British Empire. We got the Masterman and the Compromise. Also, before I forget, let me go back really quick because I was supposed to guess who built this. And I'm thinking, who would want to build a destroyer? Because I know most people build battleships and battle cruisers and of the such. Who would build a destroyer? Let me look at my list of contestants really quick. I want to see, out of these 8 admirals, who would do this? Well, I don't think it's... I think I could rule out stealth. I'm pretty sure I've already got who stealth did. I think I already know. I think I accidentally revealed who Requin is, so I won't be able to guess his ship unless I've already forgotten. I gotten the wrong person. Who would do a destroyer? Maybe Lost Galaxy Gamer? And I only say that because he's already done his video at this point in time and no one else has. I believe he was one of the first to submit his. And destroyers don't take as long to design as a battleship. I guess it depends on how you design it. Sometimes I take longer designing destroyers than I do a battleship. I'm going to guess it's Lost Galaxy Gamer. I don't have very many clues, I'm sure. You guys are probably yelling at me like, no, it's this person who always makes destroyers. I'm sorry, I forgot. I forgot. I'm gonna guess Lost Galaxy Gamer. Alright, back to the Masterman. I think this is Requin's. I kind of forgot. Somebody DM'd me and told me they submitted theirs and that I would know. And I told them forever to forget, and here I am, and I've forgotten. I thought it was Requin. I could be wrong. I'm gonna it'd be an unofficial guess of Requin. And the cool thing about this, okay, so here's the problem that I see first off with this ship before I even do any guessing. I want to judge it. Why do we have this back turret? I do get it's clearly supposed to be Nelson style, but the Citadel is making your aft weight offset horrid. Also, why do you have a starboard weight offset? Are you missing a secondary gun somewhere? You might be. These aren't side guns, are they? No, they're not. Okay. I mean, you don't really need this. Okay, wait, 1930s. Let me remember the price range for 1930s battleships. I think it was 400 million. So you had money to spare. Let's see how this is gonna work, because it's okay. So far it's okay, except for that weight offset. The only way I could see that working out is just boom, problem fixed. You got turrets, they're all 360 turrets. That's 9 barrels, 16-inch barrels. Decently sized ship. Speed is something I would probably work on because you can do 32 knots in this thing. You can easily do it too. Get that price about the same amount, so you increase by 4 knots just by getting rid of 3 barrels. That's what I would do? Actually, I feel like I know somebody who doesn't necessarily care about aft weight offsets. Who was it? Was it Moist T Gaming? I think it's Moist T Gaming. Oh, but didn't I just... No, okay, I'm pretty sure somebody... Okay, hold on. I kind of want to guess Moist T Gaming, even though I feel like in the back of my mind I'm wrong, because I could have sworn this is the ship that Requin said he sent me. Oh boy, I've forgotten. You know, that's a good thing. That means I can't be biased and I can't cheat because I have in fact forgotten. But there was somebody who did not care about the weight offsets. I thought it was Moist T. Oh shoot, was it Lost Galaxy Gamer? Did I get this wrong again? I'm not gonna look at my DMs. I'm not gonna open it. I'm not gonna cheat. Or was it? Oh my god. So who was it? Wait, was it Requin? Oh shoot, hold on. Actually, it might have been Requin. I think I've seen him design ships with aft weight offsets before. Alright, we're guessing Requin then. Anyways, it's kind of cheating because I think I remember him. Again, range. People, please click maximum if you have like, what was this? Right here? Like 12k, like 1930 Britain especially, you need to go everywhere. Just click the range all the way up. Many bulkheads, that's cool, totally fine. Beam, I assume, to fit the actual design towers. Can you not fit another one right there? You can't. It's a weird little bar bed space right there. So bulkheads, turbine. What is it with people in turbines? It's like you can sacrifice other things. Like you don't have to go bad engines. See, I easily went to, I mean, you're still under 400 million. Sure, you're like 30 million more expensive. A little less, but I guess it really depends on how cost effective you want to be. This is still doable. Still doable. I'll bring you back to the range you were before. Or were you at medium range? Oh, you were right there. Okay. Good turning circle, or at least it should be. Yeah, 380. You got shaft 4, auxiliary 2, and electro hydro 1. And a semi-balanced. 380 meters. Yeah, that's good. You're fine. And you need it. Anti-torpedo 1? Holy moly. Yeah, this whole design... Okay, you better have sonar though. You do have sonar. Not the best sonar. Because my thinking is, if you're going to get a really good turning circle like that, like, I mean, first of all, probably max out the turning circle, make it better, get down to 382. Is that worse? Hey, why is that worse? Why is going to Electro Hydro 2 make your turning circle worse? Okay, whatever, just stick with Electro Hydro then, never mind. Go unbalanced because your battleship speed doesn't matter. If you want, you can take this if like you need the more range, which I think you do. So then you can do that. But this gives you a nice 324 meter turning circle. And you've pretty much skimped on the torpedo protection. So at least give your battleship as much sonar as possible. I guess technically in a campaign you would only need like a sonar 1 because you'll most likely be screened, but what if you're not, you know? Just say what if you're not. What if there's like a 1v1 or a 2v2 battleship v battleship type battle, and the battleship fires electric torpedoes at you because it's 1930s, AI likes torpedoes, what can I say? And you got a good turning circle, but like especially if you're having the ship fight on AI control, I don't know if the AI is going to be able to pull it off. It might be able to. That's what I would do, at the very least, but change. Just that. Otherwise, it's okay. I mean, wait, what? Maybe 341. What did I do? What did I do? Oh, unbalanced. I mean, it's still a pretty good turning circle, I guess. Okay. Oh, okay. I was gonna say Barb at 1. Are you crazy? And then I saw that you only have 5.7% chance. I'm assuming that's because standard 2-pet or 2. Okay. I see a lot of people, because what I did with some of my ships when I was designing them, I like sometimes skimped. I went like TNT2, 2-pet or 1, just to save some money. Because you notice this saves about 4 million, I guess, which can make a little bit of difference for smaller ships. It seems like most people didn't want to skimp on that. Didn't go super heavy. I guess you're not exactly going for range. This could be a brawler ship. I mean, really good angles. Except for this back turret. Again, please get rid of the back turret. You don't need it. Standard HE. Increased shells. That's interesting. I don't think you'll be going through shells that quickly enough to need that. But to each their own, I guess. Okay, hold on. High-end shells. Your penetration is good for sure, but I don't know if you need catch 2. Like, I know your penetration is great, but then, like, your ricochet chance goes up. So now it's a matter of, I guess, are you fighting a long range or close range? And it seems like you're kind of fighting a close range and the long range. You're giving me mixed signals here, okay? Mixed signals. Like, you've only given yourself a Gen... Well, I guess, yeah, if you want to save on money, then Gen 1's fine. But then why do you have an RDF? If you're saving on money, why do you have an RDF? Just go none. You save so much money. You go from 25 to 17. Well, 317 technically. Oh my goodness, people. That easily... Okay, well it doesn't... I mean, okay, I take it back. Gen 2 is really expensive. You don't have to move on to that, but... It kind of seems like this is supposed to be a close range ship. I could be wrong. 43 cal. Yeah, you haven't touched the length. I don't know. You could be building this to be more of a long range fighter. Or you could just, I don't know, maybe you like stereoscopic and that's your reasoning. Maybe you really like that shell sphere or the less shell splash interference from own guns, you know, buff. Anti-flood 1? Ay. I mean, okay. I'll accept it because you have better beam, which makes flooding a little better. So, okay. That's cool. That's cool. 14, 7, 6. You put more armor on the forward belt just because you're... Oh my god. Again, delete the turret and you have you have more money, more space, way less offsets. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But you have a turret there. So... Okay, armor. Not gonna judge that too much, actually, it's pretty good. Maybe a little bit more deck armor though, because you can still get deck pens. I don't know how I feel about that. Why do people make barbed armor so thin? Please! You're gonna flash fire. I mean, you only have a 5.7% chance, but still. Like, eventually, 10 inches of armor, I mean, if you got enough guns, eventually something's gonna get pens. 6 inches are... The 6-inch guns are probably a little bit too armored for my liking. What kind is this? Please let me hover over it. 4? Okay. Didn't touch the caliber or diameter. That's fine. I used to do that all the time. I don't blame you for that. I guess, yeah, my biggest trope is that the athlete offset. So effectiveness, the athlete offset isn't horrid. Not horrid. Not great, not horrid. Like if you're going to do cadets, which is what we were going to practice on anyway. The chance to hit is pretty good to out like 15 kilometers. But at that point, like you have stereoscopic, like I don't know, coincidence. It's, I don't know. I guess, again, up to the user. In a campaign effectiveness, how long does it take to make this? 22 months. Wow, I did not make a ship that was built quick, did I? This build's surprisingly quick. Definitely cheap. I do like that it's a lot cheaper than the... because you weren't right under 400 milli. You were definitely below that. 28 knots, questionable, but for 1930s it's acceptable. Range, nah. You're gonna be low fuel, which means you'll be doing more like your ship will constantly be like 18 knots, 20 knots. Like that's how fast your ship will be going most of the time, because your range will just run out immediately. Especially as Britain. So what I would recommend is bam, bam. Now you have okay range. That's okay for 1930s. It's not great, but it's okay. I suppose it's acceptable. Many bulkheads, that's perfectly fine. I understand getting rid of bulkheads. I understand this propulsion. Really good turning circle that kind of balances out the anti-torp 1 only. Double hull bottom is okay. Anti-barb, that's okay. Craft 5, that's pretty good. I mean, if you're trying to save money, let's go craft 4. Like, the bonus doesn't change that much. Like, you're going from 152 to 142. It's not that big of a difference. Like, even craft 3 is still 132. So if you want to save money, just drop a tier of armor, you know? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Turtleback armor? Interesting. I always choose turtleback when I'm going close in, but then you have stereoscopic and just, I don't know. You confuse me. Your methods confuse me. I would totally go into flood 3. Or at least I usually at least go into flood 2, just like middle of the pack, but each their own, I suppose. Each their own. High-end shells. There's gonna be a lot of ricochets. I can't quite see the niche this is built for, so I'm gonna have to give this probably another C? Like, it's better than what an AI would design. But for, I guess for min-max, because I was kind of going for like best cost effectiveness, like how min-max can you get for the cheapest price. 22.4% athlete offset is not quite min-maxed. The whole point of the Nelson is to basically pretend that the back gun, like there's no gun back there. And it's just this. And that's good, because then your Citadel becomes extremely short. You get a lot cheaper. You have way more space to work with. More armor you can put on. Plus then you can go front end, ricochet. Bam! Ship is nice and effective. AI will probably misuse it like crazy, but that's still fun. Now you put this gun back here. I mean, technically as an AI, like if the ship was an AI design, it would actually have more of a chance. But just in a normal campaign, if you were controlling it, like that gun's never getting used. And if it is, then the whole point of these 3 front turrets is invalidated. Unless it's for looks. For looks... One thing I've always said is these 16-inch guns always look a little small in a hull, especially since you increased beam. If you kept a beam like this, it would look a little better, a little sleeker. You got that 4% beam on there. Looks like a little chunky, kind of low to the ground. I don't know why. I would probably increase draft a little bit as well. It look not so low to the ocean. That's just me. But it looks not bad. I like how these are all in their own little barbettes. If it was me though, I probably would have put a couple like a 3 right there, a 3 right there, so on and so forth. I kind of like how the back turret looks. I know it's not supposed to be there, but looking at it sideways, or from the side, not sideways, or even up from above, going down to the plan all the way down here. Like, it's not horrible. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong, it looks pretty nice. I like it. Yeah. Probably a nice solid B. Again, I've seen ships that look better, but not by much. This is pretty good. This is good. Aesthetically, I like it. I like it aesthetically. Effectively, eh. Alright, and again, I'm guessing this is Red Quins. Moving on to the compromise. Okay, we have a couple issues here. What's happening? Okay, what is this? Okay, don't know what's happening. Don't know why this is having a little panic attack. Let me put this back really quick. What do you mean you don't fit? What? The big superimpose, what? You don't fit? Oh shoot, we're using the resizer mod or something? Also, why the heck can a 13.5 inch gun not fit on a big superimposed barbettes? What's happening here? We're using the extra tall? Wait, are they too small? Huh? Using it enlarged? Maybe you're using it enlarged. Yeah, because it fits on the enlarged. Not even hooked there. Okay, I don't know how you managed to use barbettes for a gun that doesn't even support it. I think it was right about there. This might seem a little far back, but doing this gives you really good angles and bounces you out. So I'm okay with this. I'm okay with that being a little far back, even if it looks a little weird to have that much deck space. So I'm okay with that. Aesthetically, nuts. I like the superstructure. I feel like you zoom into the superstructure and the guns. I like the triple funnel. I like that they're all the same. I like all the little guns scattered here and there, little guns in there. All types of different little guns everywhere. I like that. I like the guns up here. If they were me, I would push them out a little bit more. And actually, that would make these guns look cooler. Probably more symmetrical too. For me, I'd probably do something like this. Just a little far forward. Which actually makes these guns look real nice too. Because then it looks all nice and spread out. Looks like a nice long ship. Everything looks pretty symmetrical. You have a little bit of a forward offset, that's fine. Just, you could either delete a funnel or, I don't know, just move armor around. For me, it's the fact that you have these guns practically shoved back here. Not exactly where, there we go, 0.4% again. I don't like that these are shoved in the front and these are pulled back. I can tell this was more of a min-maxed ship. Had to sacrifice a little bit of aesthetics. 33 knots. Whoa, that's a battle cruiser. Hold on. This thing's supposed to do 37.5. With 13.5 inch guns, damn, they look really big. Why do those guns look so big? I don't understand why the 13.5 inch guns look like they should be 17 inch guns. Well, for 1930s, I guess interwar, it's not horrible. I mean, 1415s would probably be more required for a battlecruiser. I think so far my problem is I see 33 knots of speed, and I see 13.5 inch guns, and it's kind of like, are you trying to shoot cruisers or are you trying to kill battleships? Because you're not going to ever catch a cruiser, but you're barely faster than a battleship. So like if you're barely faster than a battleship in 1930, at least have guns that can take it on. Like 13.5 inch guns, I don't know if that's it. I do not know if that is the plan, unless you have a ton of armor. Well, okay. To be fair, nearly 16 inches of armor is pretty good. 8 inches of main deck is okay. It's pretty good, especially against battle cruisers and heavy cruisers. Battleships, maybe not that much, but that's okay. You stand a fighting chance in terms of armor. Gen 2, that's pretty good. Sonar 3, that's pretty good. Coincidence, pretty good. Your armor is pretty nice. I don't know why people always make that lower than the side armor, whatever. But your armor is good. Your armor is good. Your calibers are good. I like your calibers. What bothers me is I don't know if you decided if you want to take on battleships or cruisers with this. Now I know in the campaign you could probably do both with this ship, even though you have such a slow speed. Well, actually no, cruisers will most likely get away from you because at 1930, even 1920s, like AI is building like ships with 37 knots of speed which will just speed away in a smoke screen, you know? Maybe you can catch heavy cruisers in this thing, but you will not be catching anything lower tier than that. It will just be battle cruisers and heavy cruisers you'll be fighting. Maybe not even battle cruisers. These battle cruisers are designed with a lot of speed by the AI as well. So you will be outrun a lot. Trust me, I suffer from that all the time, especially my British campaign. Specifically designed a 40 knot battlecruiser just to deal with that. I think with this exact same hull. Maybe not the exact same one. Actually, it literally might have been the exact same hull. But again, if you're not going to have enough speed to outrun a battleship, or at least by very much, because you have enough speed to outrun it, just not by very much. Again, battleships can go up to 32 knots and the AI likes to give it more than that usually. So assuming you won't be outrunning them, probably have bigger than 13.5 inch guns. Maybe have something more like the hood, like 15 inch double barrel. I mean, I don't know if you quite have the space, even 14 inch. I think you went with 13s because it's a Mark IV, so they're okay guns, about a 30-second reload. Let's see, yeah, under 30-second reload. That's pretty good to pester a battleship, but again, 1930s, it's going to either dink off, get blocked. Penetration is not amazing. You have capped AP. Okay, now it seems like you're going after battleships. Are you fighting battleships? I don't know. This is another one of those ships where I'm not entirely sure what the role of this thing is. Anti-torpedo 3, double hull bottom, barbettes 5, maybe not necessarily. I would do like 1 or 2. Like 1% flash fire chance is still about as likely to pop off a turret as 0.1 at this point, just the amount of times you get hit. F4 is alright, Reinforce 2, Anti-Flood 3, Citadel 4. Okay, another issue I have. You've built kind of in an all or nothing scheme with Turtleback. Like you could have like that. It would be more expensive, sure, but this would be more like having better main belt and main deck than the outer layers would be a lot more prevalent than Citadel 4. I guess it's up to you though. Also, if you're fighting battleships, why aren't you on Super Heavy? Your reload is still under 30 seconds. You gain like 2 seconds of reload. And your penetration is so much better. Your range is worse, but I mean, you didn't have a ton of range to start out with. Actually, no, you did. You had a ton of range. What the heck? Yeah, wow, okay. Jeez, good job. You have really nice range. 2 powder, TNT. I guess just for me, I'm not entirely sure. Because it seems like you're trying to fight a battleship with 13.5 inch guns, which is, I guess I did also make a 1940s battleship that's supposed to snipe other battleships with 14 inch guns, but I also had 15 of them. There's only 8 here. And here's what I'm going to say. Seeing from what I've always seen, not a bad ship actually. It's actually a pretty good ship. Even the AI could be pretty dangerous with this ship. I do like it. I don't think it quite fits into any of the two roles, which is kind of like what I view as a battle line cruiser and a cruiser killer battle cruiser. Where cruiser killer is you have enough speed to catch up the cruisers, which is usually anywhere from 36 to 42-ish knots of speed usually. Actually 40 is usually fine. And then either a lot of small guns or really accurate bigger guns, so you can snipe them when chasing them down. And then really good anti-torpedo protection or a really good turning circle. What's your turning circle? 480. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Well, it's not that good for the amount of speed you're doing though. And the battle line battle cruiser is basically where you kind of go against battleships, and instead of armor, you use your speed as armor, so you're less likely to get hit. When you do get hits, you get ricochets and stuff. With like the little bit of armor you do tack on. You put enough armor on that I think you're trying to go against battleships. The extended bits confuses me because you're in total back, which makes you think you're going close in. You do have coincidence. Gen 2's nice. You got Sonar 3 as well, so that makes me think you're going in, which does make the 13.5 inch guns a little better. Is that your plan? Is your plan to just rush down battleships? I guess it kind of works out. I don't know how I would feel about getting close to a battleship with 13.5 inch guns. I suppose you have an okay amount of armor. Okay, well in that case, I'm going to give this... I want to give it an A. I'm going to give it an A. You get the first A for effectiveness. Cost effectiveness, relatively cheaper, build time, 23 months. That's definitely not... Well, for 1930 it's not horrible. Now for looks. From the front, I like it a lot. Maybe these coming out a little bit would be better. Love the superstructure. These being spread out a bit is not my favorite, which is why I would then spread out these a little bit. Maybe mess with armor just to make it more balanced then. For looks, I'm going to give it a B. I'm going to give it a B for Beyonce, because it's not amazing, but it's okay. It's beautiful, I guess. Pretty good looking ship. Pretty good effective ship. Wait a minute. Okay, well, hold on. Okay. You are just barely under the limit. I was on Veterans the whole time. I was like, wait a minute. This isn't a battleship. You can't be at that price. Because you want to be down here. So you're just at the limit of your $200,000. $200,000? No, $200 million budgets. For what it does, actually, now that I know how expensive it is, I might have to bring it down to a B for both cost effectiveness and looks. Looks okay. I thought it was going to be an A tier, but if you only have 33 knots of speed and 13.5 inch guns as a battle cruiser, like, armor's nice, but that's not why you're here. Battle cruisers aren't supposed to be armored. It's like you took the one trait of a battleship, threw it on a battlecruiser, and then you got rid of all the battlecruiser feats. I mean, I'm okay with these guns. They're technically still battleship tier weaponry that are still okay and usable in 1930s. But that 33 knots of speed, oh, that kills me. So I'm gonna have to drop you down to B, because at nearly $200,000, probably should have figured out a way to go as fast as you possibly can. Now, I have to guess who made this. Who's okay with losing speed to have more armor? Oh. Is this a Monroe design? This might be a Monroe design. Now that might be completely out of pocket, but I could have sworn I remember Monroe building ships that are slower. Then, I do know he likes the British. No, he loves the British, and he did build the British battlecruiser, and he likes historical stuff. Maybe it's Monroe, because he did maximum bulkheads. He's got okay range, standard quarters. Demon draft is adjusted a little bit, I assume, to fit things to get that. I don't know why this is adjusted actually. Did I change this? Or was it like that? I think that was like that. I don't think I touched any of that, did I? I don't think so. Head barbette 5. Antitorp 3. Had the double hull. Had the Krupp 4. The turtle back. Had the best. Yeah, I think this is a Monroe. Yeah, best radar. And a lot of armor. I'm gonna guess Brother Monroe. I'm betting this is a Brother Monroe thing. Because he likes the British. We've seen him use a British battlecruiser to destroy my poor German battlecruiser. And I could have sworn I've seen him get rid of speed just for the sake of armor before. So my official guess is Brother Monroe. So far, that's 3 I've gone over, right? I think. Something like that. Let's go back to 1940s. That's... okay. German Reich, the Tirpitz. Holy hell, what is this? What have you made? What on God's earth have you made? Okay. I don't know if you're getting super high aesthetic score, not gonna lie to you. That just that is not supposed to go in that barbette. That is just not, that's not how this is. 17-inch quads. Ugh. I'm not a fan of quads unless it's on like a friendship. Otherwise, I don't like how they look. Because I mean, can't really display what happens. It says some parts are badly placed. Is your entire superstructure badly placed? So you made 4.9s and 3.9s, 17-inch guns, double funnel. That superstructure bothers me because you went with the best and not the one that'll actually look cool. Okay, hold on. This keeps, every time I pull something out, it has a heart attack. Really long barrel. Yeah, effectiveness you might get a lot. I don't think you're getting a very good aesthetic score. I'm sorry. It's not happening. Okay, minimum displacement, minimum drafts, minimum range, mini bulkheads. Dang it, every time I adjust something, everything has a heart attack. Why do you have heart attack? Cease. No, great. Really? Okay. Well, I've got to get rid of all these guns really quick. Give me a second. I believe you had this tower. These guns still fit. Let me get the 4.9s. Go there and there. Put this up here. Get this funnel, slap it up here. And then get the 3.9s, put them anywhere where they will fit. God, I should have seen that coming. I'm gonna do my best to recreate the ship. I think this is it. We're overweight now. What happened? Why? Did I get the wrong funnel? Why are we overweight? Cease! I wish not to be overweight. Why are we overweight? I don't understand. Are these supposed to be 3.9s? Is that what I got wrong? Oh, okay, that's probably it. Okay. I don't know if it was me touching the training, but you're over. Wait, no, you're not. Never mind. I'm stupid. Okay, never mind. You're perfectly fine. This is 1940, not 1930. You have $8 million to spend. And you've only spent a little under 5. That's impressive. Okay, first I'll give you a rank on aesthetics. That's a D tier. I'm sorry. Like even a German ship and the cool holes and the towers, it can't save you from this. This is just ungodly. Blech. I hate how that looks. I hate this. I like the funnels, but these guns just sticking out of this tiny little port at the top. This single 8-inch gun, well, that's okay, I suppose. These 3.9-inch guns just sticking out of the side of the tower up here. The fact that that barbette doesn't even sit the 17-inch gun properly. It's gonna have to be a D tier. D tier or aesthetics, but cost effectiveness, you've put 12 17-inch guns on a ship that's worth 500 million. And it's only 21 months of build time. So far, you're like looking like an A tier cost effectiveness. 32 knots, really good. Range, eh. If it was me, way less. Or not way less. This is way less than what I would want. I would want way more. I would probably try and do for this exactly. It does. I mean, your price doesn't even go up by that much. You've done Modern 2. Okay. What did you skimp on then? The spacious quarters. Oh. No auxiliary engine. No shaft. No turning. Balanced rudder. Oil 3. Okay. What is your turning circle? I'm assuming it's non-existent. 7091, not... I mean, for having no turning capabilities upgraded, 791 is not bad. But it's also not good. It's actually really bad. It is bad. I take it back. No anti-torpedo? Oh. Ooh. That might be a problem. Oh, triple hull bottom. Eh. I mean... what is the range of this gun? It's a really good range, don't get me wrong. But you're gonna take a torpedo eventually, and it's gonna hurt. What's your flash fire chance? 0. Again, if it's 0, just drop the barbette altogether. And 2.9 is a little bit much. I like barbette 1 would have been nice, like 0.8%. That's the same thing, it's pretty much 0. At least that's how it works in my head. Citadel 3, okay. Went with the cheap one, I'm okay with that. Good inner protection, the best armor. XAPHE, incendiary, high ends. I don't know about incendiary on a 17-inch gun. Surprising little amount of pen. That's because of light shells. Going historical, huh? Well, I don't know if that's gonna work out for you, buddy. Because it seems like you're going long range. If you're going long range, you want super heavy. Why do you want super heavy? Well, even though light might give you more range because I think it's more muzzle velocity. Yeah, because more muzzle velocity. Super heavy will smash through deck like it's nothing, and I believe you get more long range accuracy. Increased shells, I don't know if you need that. I'm going to be perfectly real with you. You don't need that with these big guns. If you have a lot of smaller guns, like especially me with my 15, 14-inch guns, increased is a good idea. Not on this. You will never fire fast enough for it to run out. But to each their own. 2 powder, okay, again, I'm doing long range or close range. Figure it out, you know? Triple base for long range. 10% flash fire chance, not great. Can be dealt with. Just like that, hold on. Just like that. Oh, you went 2 powder. Probably to save on weight or something. That's, it's acceptable. TNT4, full auto reload, and full turret rotation. Yeah, you've built this to be long range, and you gave it 2 powder and light shells. That's my only qualm about this so far. You also gave it sonar 3. You don't, well, actually might be nice, because with no anti-torpedo belt, I mean, Even if you are miles away from the enemy, you're gonna want sonar, something. You don't need RDF. I don't know why everyone's putting RDF on their own thing. It just saves you space and money if you get rid of it, but it's just wrong. Gen 3 radar, yep, that's what you need. 1510, interesting. That's not a lot of armor, especially the deck. That's why I tried going 1612. At least. I suppose at this point in time, he's less worried about getting hit, more worried about speeding away and shooting from a really long ways away. Which, I suppose is an okay strat, if the AI would use it like that. Campaign effectiveness so far, I could definitely see this being used. It does seem very effective. The only thing that took me back was the 0 anti-torpedo protection. Like even triple hull bottom is not going to do that much for you. Like you have less flooding chance, but the torpedo damage is barely reduced. And especially on bounced, like bounce mod, which is what I'm on right now. Like you may not flood out, but that's going to do a ton of damage. Like negative 7.5% chance. We're talking about torpedoes that nowadays do like, in 1940s, like five digits of damage. That's why these things, like negative 70% torpedo damage. Or even this one, negative 35% torpedo damage. That's just from Anti-Torp 1. Triple hull bottom, negative 7.5%. You are going to get obliterated by the first torpedo that even looks at you. Otherwise, armor's okay. Long barrels. Very effective ship. Okay, well, who do I know that makes a ship like this? All long barrels. Definitely wanted to go for the long range. Increase the diameter. Very cost effective. I'm actually going to give you an A in cost effectiveness. Though you were teetering on the edge of a B just because you have no range. I guess as 1940 Germany, well, yeah, no, you get an A. Because 1940 Germany, you don't need to go anywhere. Range does not matter. And anti-torpedo protection. Luckily for you, your number one enemy likes to use mostly battleships anyways, so yes, you get an A in effectiveness. I believe the first A we've gotten. Congratulations, that will balance out the D you got for aesthetics. Because oh my goodness, this is atrocious. These secondary guns just being so wonky, are they? Like, look at that secondary gun there. It's so clearly sticking out of the little thing there. Like if I ditch it, you see the little places where the gun's supposed to go right there. Where these are 3 inches, right? And you put this in there, it's just so clearly sticking out. Same with this one. These are okay, I suppose. Perfectly balanced. I don't know if that was me replacing these with 3.9s or something, but there's a reason, I'm sure. And it's sticking out back here too. Plus, I really don't like the white quads look. They're just ineffective in my opinion, but plus that, I hate when the barbette doesn't match the turret size. Oh my goodness, look at that gap. So a D in aesthetics, but an A in effectiveness. I believe this is so far the most effective ship we've seen. Even, I mean, used by an AI, it might get a little bit, it might not go great, because your armor is okay, but it's not amazing for 1940, let's be real. Wait, why is, hold on. Oh, I see. I was like, why do you only have 155% armor quality if you're on Modern 2? It's because you're on the cheap Citadel. So you don't have that much armor necessarily, but that's fine. That's usually how AI designs it anyways. It's not a lot of armor, just big into guns, which is what you definitely did. So A effectiveness, deterred lux. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, we're back to the Hitman. Let's go through the 1930s. Okay, Italian battleship, 1930. 8 guns, 16-inch. That's good. So far, we're going okay. Secondaries, how many? 12 4-inch guns, and a couple 2s. That's so far pretty good. Probably would have ditched the 2s, but that's okay. To each their own. Perfectly balanced. Looks pretty good. So far, pretty good. I like it. Italian guns are always interesting to look at. Right now they don't look horrid though. Tower superstructure, nice and snug. I always love to see that. I love when a superstructure is snug like that. Can't see the gap. Flag's kind of going to the front a little bit, but that's acceptable. I mean, I like it better there. It looks like one big superstructure. Kind of like it kind of slopes up a little bit and then slopes down. I like that. That's a good looking ship. Good looking ship. Let's see if you're effective. 35 knots. Holy moly. How did you pull that one off? Speedy, speedy. Oh, range. Yeah, okay. Italians. I guess you don't really need the range. But yeah, because you're mostly going to fight in the Mediterranean. It's always nice to have more than this amount of range, but I guess you're one of the nations that doesn't need it. Again, I would probably do something like this just to increase your range a little bit, but that's perfectly fine. Still pretty good. Beam draft is super reduced. That's probably how you got 35. Spacious quarters, I assume you're going for brawler then. Gear turbines, that's fine. For 1930, price is 400 million. Yeah, you're pretty good under. Good turning circle. Well, no. You have shaft 4, but only 594. Why is that? Balanced. That's why. Okay. I normally wouldn't give balance to brawlers. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. You got quarters, spacious, which is what I normally give to brawlers, or ships that go close in. Then you got balanced, which is what I give to ships that stay back and out of the fight. So, interesting combination. It's okay, I guess. Grab 5. So you got best armor quality. Barbette 5, do you need it? No. What is it with people either not having enough barbettes or having way too much? I think even Barbette 3 or Barbette 4 would cover it pretty fine. Saves you a little bit of money. I suppose it's alright. Into Torpedo 5. That makes me think you're being a brawler, but again, Bounce Rudder. Not really sure what's happening there. Best inner protection, all or nothing. Increased AP. Cap ballistic base fuse, that's pretty good, I like that. Okay. Okay, range. Seems like brawler range. Or 2-second reload. Not the quickest reload. 2 powder 2, again makes me think brawler. Standard shell size, makes me think brawler. Auto reload. Best charge reversal. Gen 2. Hydro. Only thing I would change here is I would probably do sonar because your turning circle is not good. I would need all the warning you can get. And you can fit it. You can fit it. But you put hydro. Don't know how to feel about that. Coincidence? Yeah, definitely you're going for brawler. Probably would have done light shells. Because again, you don't need the deck pens. You don't need the shells to smash into their decks. If you're fighting close range, just take the light shells. Better reload. Better range for some reason. That's all good. Armor, definitely went all or nothing. Full on all or nothing. Straight up, got the 1.5s on the superstructure and the extended bits. 16.8, I don't know how I feel about that. 1930s, I suppose is acceptable. If it was 1940s, definitely I would want that to be 12. I would prefer if this was 10, but it's okay as is. Armor, so far okay. If you get an overpen, it's even better in balanced mode. It does like 0 damage. Good citadel. I can definitely see you're going after, I believe it was Brother Monroe who made the video on how to do this little armor scheme type thing. I don't think it is Brother Monroe because I already guessed on the British battlecruiser. So who do I know that watches Monroe's videos? Panzer? It could be Panzer. remember who's voted. Yeah, did the 18-9, 18. Definitely followed the Monroe guide to a point where I'm almost second guessing whether this was the Brother Monroe thing. But then that speed, plus the armor isn't perfectly min-maxed. I don't think it's quite Monroe. I think it's someone who watches Monroe. If I didn't know what ship I built, I actually would have guessed this was my own ship. Because this is kind of how I used to build them. So far, looks really good, performs pretty well. Again, make this unbalanced, because, I mean, who cares about your speed if you're going to be close enough that your torpedoes will be flying around? Then again, I guess with an anti-torpedo 5, you really don't need to worry about that as much. Still don't like it though, because like getting hit by torpedo can still flood you out, still slows you down. I would at least do semi-balanced, at least. Because, I mean, if you look at your turning speed negative, going from balanced to semi-balanced, it doesn't change. And going to unbalanced, still doesn't change. Just go with unbalanced. Okay. Enough ranting. I'd even go auxiliary 4, get that range up a little bit. What else would I... Yeah, bring the barbette down a little bit. You definitely bring up the hydro to at least a sonar 1. Because there's a huge jump from hydro to sonar 1. Not that big of a jump going onward from there, but it's a pretty big jump from hydro to sonar. And you can fit it for like 2 million. That's worth it. Super worth it. Besides that, as long as you don't get torpedo rushed, 0 inches on the 4-inch guns. Interesting choice, but it's okay. The ranking, I think you get double A's. I'm gonna be perfectly real with you. It looks good, it performs well, it's not perfect, but I think it's the best we're gonna see. I think it's the best we're going to see. So double A's for both aesthetics and cost effectiveness. Now for my guess, let me again pull up the Discord just to see who this might be. So I've already guessed Moist T, Brother Monroe, Lost Galaxy, Requin, and Stealth. So the other ones left are Yulari, Iron Wolf, and Panzergraph. Who would have sent this? And there are also, I should mention, there are only 8 designs in total, and since I am one of them, there's technically only 7 people who submitted it, so there are 2 people who did not. So this is actually the last one, because I've already guessed everyone but 3, which would be 9. Technically, if you do one more, that would be 2, 9, minus 2, 7. Wait, that doesn't make sense. I can't do math. Okay, who do I know that knows Brother Monroe's videos? I believe... I want to say Panzergraph. It's... Panzergraph? I don't know. I'm going to say Panzergraph. I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to lock it in. Panzergraph. Panzergraph, if you made this, good job. If not, then I'm sure your ship was awesome as well. Okay, moving on. I think that might have been the last ship. Oh, that's the ears. Oh, hold on. I believe this is the actual last ship. Okay. I am a tiny bit of a sucker for the Japanese heavy cruiser, just because of these awesome little casemate slots for the torpedoes. You gotta love them. It looks a little cluttered, just from the sheer amount of secondaries you have everywhere. This, I don't know how I feel about that. What is your forward offset? Yeah, look, I mean, just 2.9 single barrel? Why do you have a 2.9 single barrel? If you get rid of this... Oh, okay, I see. That becomes a little bit of a problem. But then your angle becomes so much better. This becomes a 360 turrets. Just remove that, please. It makes no sense to keep it there. So these are... Oh, mixed caliber. No, not... Sorry, mixed or you have both mixed caliber and mixed number of turrets. So you have 8.5, 8.5, triple, double, and a 6.2. So you've mixed with calibers and size of guns, a lot of 2.9s. That's a lot of 2.9s. A lot of 2.9s. Not a huge fan of how this is a backwards turret. I suppose it's very interesting way to put a little barbette so that that can shoot above, but also I think there's a much easier. That's the dual barbette for medium guns. Yeah, that probably could have worked for. Maybe it wouldn't have worked for this. I don't know. Did not test it out, but I kind of think this is a fun little thing. Maybe turn around just a little bit. I don't know. I feel like that could have been better. I mean, I do like the fact that it's not. It like kind of takes up the space because otherwise you just have a huge gap like right around there, which is always annoying. So why are we overweight? Did I do something wrong? I moved something. What did I move? I don't know what I did, but I moved something and it's bothering me. That's not what it was. Dang it, what did I move? What did I move? There we go. That must have been that. So the look, it looks a little cluttered. But it's not bad. It's just, oh no, it's a lot of 2-inch guns just thrown around. That barbette, I like the innovation. I don't know if I like how it looks. Tower's always nice and beautiful, so is the funnel. Secondary tower, I hate the secondary tower. Okay, I don't dislike how it looks. I just dislike this tower because I know the pain of going, oh, it's a small tower. And then trying to put something right there, but those bullets are part of the dang superstructure. I know how annoying that is, and I feel your pain. Love the cruiser hull. Love the casemates from the side. I would like the cruiser. Again, a little cluttered, but it looks nice. We'll go on from there. I'm teetering between an A and a B. I'll come back to it depending on your, I guess, cost efficiency. So, about 1 million under. It's pretty good. Used almost the entirety of displacement. Pretty good forward offset. Pitch and roll's not that bad. Engine efficiency's okay. Range. Oh boy, you're playing Japan. Please, you need the range. You need all the range. That's not that much range. What is it with people just reducing drafts? Okay. What was it? Medium? I believe it was medium on 3. Yeah. You need more range. Let's review the rest. Okay, second of all, it's a heavy cruiser. Don't need maximum bulkheads. I know you want maximum bulkheads. It's painful sometimes to lose a ship. But you don't need it. You can put so much other cool things if you just drop it down a single tier. Like look, you get like 2% more play around with. You get like an extra 4 million plus to play around with. Just please, oh my goodness. Just drop it down to like at least minimum. At most, standard. I don't think going to fuse probably just a death wish unless you're a torpedo boat, at which point you do have a death wish. That's just my opinion. Maximum bulkheads, it's okay. Don't mind it. Turning circle, what are we looking at? 430. For a heavy cruiser, that's not great. You couldn't just. Oh. I see. What you could have done. That brings you over. And you could have done this! Aha! Now your turning circle is slightly decent. But alas, you went electric 1, shaft 2. Or was it shaft 3? It was shaft 2, okay. Yeah, turning circle's not great, but I guess if you have this many guns, you're probably gonna kill anything before it gets close anyways. Anti-target 3, barbette 4, that's good. Corrupt 5, standard bulkheads? Interesting. Cheap citadel, double hull, high-end AP, low-end HE. Okay, I know this might be tempting. I personally am not a huge fan of it. People going low-end HE, high-end AP. It's like, there's going to be a couple of ships that are going to fall right between where these hit. This one has no pen and is a full HE spammer, which is what I'm assuming these 2 inches are for. I assume you did the AP only for the main guns, the HE only for the secondary guns. It's alright. I just prefer to design HE and AP both for my main guns. And then secondaries can just deal with it. They'll usually do their own thing anyway. Interesting. I do like the fact that you did do the mixed caliber. I know it's going to be less effective cost-wise, but I kind of like how it looks. Kinda. It's less so visually pleasing and more so just visually impressive how much you've managed to throw on the ship. Because I know, I tried to design a heavy cruiser. It was tough. It was tough. Like 100 million is tough. 22s, electrics, respect that. Reduced, also respect it. Well, not as much. Japanese cruiser, it's got these beautiful slots, and if they won't even be used, I would like at least standard. It is kind of expensive though, maybe like a 21 standard. Can't quite fit it, but unless you reduce the bulkheads, it's fine. It's respectable still. Electric one hold, whoa. Did you forget the reload, or were you really just okay with 37 seconds of reloading? Like, you do realize this is the same amount of reloading that most capital ships will have with like 14 to 13 inch guns, right? Like, this is not good reloading. I always at least get semi-auto. At least. I guess even enhanced would work. But yeah, at least semi-auto. 30 seconds, there you go. That is slightly more respectable for an 8.5 inch gun. Because even with tooth powder 2, like, I would want whatever auto-reloading one gives me, which is 28 seconds. Slightly better. Slightly better. Or you chose standard. It's okay, I suppose. Did you go longer range? Did you increase barrels? You did. Okay. It's okay then. We're okay. I just don't like it. You did put depth charges on. Perfect actual utility. One of the first ships I've seen to put actual utility on their ship. I think most ships did have like radios on them. It's okay. Sonar 1. For the turning circle you have, I probably would have done sonar 2, but it's okay. Okay, now hold on a minute. Stereoscopic. The only argument that I see, because this is supposed to be for long range, is the shell splash interference from your own guns. I only get that because I assume you have so many 2.9 inch guns and you assume they're going to be firing like crazy. But those things are firing at a range of 10 and less kilometers. And they'll be firing so quick, it won't matter. It will not matter. This will not affect anything. So please, go coincidence. Please. Please go coincidence. Please go coincidence. Heavy shells? That's why you reload so slow. Heavy shells, interesting. Not entirely sure if you're trying to get close up or long with this. I guess you're trying to kind of do both. It's kind of working out. It looks like you can kind of do both at the moment. 30 knots of speed. 36, not great speed. It's acceptable. But Japan is known for their fast ships. And you made a 30 knot ship. 30 knot heavy cruiser with torpedoes. It's, okay, so where did everything go? Because you got a slow speed, slow reloading guns. You got a lot of guns. Did everything go into guns? Oh, it went to armor. I know it can be super tempting to want to go into armor, but please, speed is so overpowered. You think, well, what if I get hit by a battleship? It's dead. You're dead anyway. You're still dead. You're still dead. A battleship will still absolutely obliterate you. There's no point in doing this much armor. Heavy cruiser, not gonna touch you. You know what also they won't be able to touch you with? 10, 9, 8, maybe 8. What are we thinking? 8.5-inch guns? Does I mean if a heavy cruiser rocks around with an 11-inch gun, you're in trouble. The AI never, and I don't think I've ever seen an AI design it with like a 10 or 11-inch gun. I've always seen like 8s, 7s, 6. It's mostly 7s and 6s, if anything. 8s occasionally. I don't think I've ever seen the AI design with anything above. So 11 inches is really unnecessary. I would totally just make this 8 and then just make this like 4 or something. 11 just seems so unnecessary to me. So you dumped everything into armor. Okay. It's alright. You're not gonna get an A necessarily. Again, we're going for cost effectiveness, and you gotta accept in a cost effectiveness kind of check. It's not necessarily gonna stay alive. It's nice if it stays alive, but what you're looking for is what it can do. You're not necessarily worried about how survivable it is. You want it to be survivable, at least against your own ships. Or even at most. If you want to do cost effectiveness, at most it's armored up against your own ships. 11 inches is too much. That, I was going to give you like an A, but I think because of that, I'm going to drop you down. Yikes, actually. Just because of 30 knots and super heavy armor. Maybe not a C. Maybe not a C. You still have a lot of really good inner protection and stuff and everything. It all still works out really well for long range. I think a B. I don't think it quite deserves a C. I was tempted to give it that, but I think it's still okay. It's really the speed's the only problem here. You sacrifice speed for armor, and it's for a heavy cruiser. You shouldn't be doing that. Maybe for a battle cruiser, maybe. Not for a heavy cruiser. Okay. I will give you an A for looks though. It has grown on me. It's very unconventional in design, but it's almost got a beauty of unconventionalism in that way. It's a very mixed match ship, and I like it. I think most other people would not give it an A, but I will. I like it. A B for effectiveness. If you had like 33 at least knots of speed, would have been an A. Would have been an A. Even if you drop this down to like 10, 9, or 8 inches of armor. Plus you have like no deck. Well, you have no extended deck. You did, well, it's okay. You have no superstructure. I would increase that a little bit more because small ships that shoot faster and like to destroy superstructure, they will get closer to you and they will shoot down. Hunting tower, I would also increase that. Citadel armor, I would increase it. It's like you have a lot of belt and deck armor, a lot of extended belt armor as well. But the rest of this should be way more armored if that's what you're going for, if that's the scheme. This could be... You know what? This feels like an Iron Wolf design. I'm gonna guess this is an Iron Wolf. Because is that a Yulari? Oh, but Yulari did submit something. I do know that for a fact. Does that mean Iron Wolf didn't submit something? I suppose they've been, just from the clues, that they have been the only person not to text. They've been the only person not to text this entire week. Yeah, they haven't texted it since last week. So I'm assuming Iron Wolf was the one that didn't submit. So in that case, I'm gonna guess this is Yulari. Yulari, this is you. It's a good ship, not a bad ship. Not a perfect ship, not a bad ship. For nearly $100 million, 30 knots of speed is not it. Way too much armor, otherwise, okay. Okay. I like it. I think that's it. I believe that is the last of the ships that I need to judge. Yes. Let me do a little bit of an overview on my own now. Now, this is a little unofficial part of the video. I'm done ranking all the others or it's not videos, ships. I'm losing my mind. This is my own thing. So if you don't want to look at my ships, I do recommend stick around. I think they're kind of cool. But if you don't want to, thanks for joining. But if you're gonna stick around, let's do this. Thanks everyone so much for watching the video. Oh yeah, go check out my Patreon. I got a cool little exclusive campaign that's going to go on there, and longer versions of this video and other videos are going up on that too, so if you want videos like this but longer, check it out. Really cheap. Also, there's a 7-day free trial, so if you don't like it, then I guess you can just unsubscribe to Patreon. I don't know what it is. I think it's becoming a member. What you can do that supports me that's free though is join my Discord. I have a Discord server. Go join it. Alright, that's it. Goodbye now.